Welcome. I'm your host, Jesse Swear, nationally recognized inclusive fitness trainer, Silver Sneaker Flex instructor. You can find out more about me by visiting my website at www.jesseswear.com. And that took a lot for me to do, to grab and get Key and pick her up. She is now about 7 months old. She's a little runt, but she's a cutie. And then you got Bentley and we got Lincoln. But back to what I'm about to teach you. For those older adults, for those individuals that like silver sneakers, for those individuals that want to learn Energy Chi, I have another tutorial for you. Unlike stroking the bird's tail, which can be a little more complicated, we have part in the wild horse's mane. Typically, the part in the wild horse's mane comes before stroking the bird's tail, but very similar. Only difference is in stroking the bird's tail, you're going to be adding a few different more movements in order to finish that stroking the bird's tail. Today, we're going to be focused on parting the wild horse's mane, which again, this might be my favorite of the formats just because of the smoothness and the flow of it, and that you can get in some deficit, you can get in some depth, you can ascend, you can descend, and you can really kind of work that movement with that breath and that continuity of the upper body, lower body, and that breath all together. It really helps you out. Now, this is an L stance, and typically you're going to be coming off a different move, and you're going to be going into that crescent moon rotation. Almost all these moves come from a crescent moon rotation, but you're going to empty out, right? That's why we work on that balance. Right side, left leg's about 10% of your weight, 90% of the weight is dispersed on your right leg, especially when we empty out into that crescent moon rotation. Now, this is a 1 through 3 perceived rate of exertion. We're not going to be doing any groundwork. You can do this from the seat. A little more difficult because you have to be into that L stance. And as you see, I'm holding this position. So I can go to the next one. Make sure you hydrate and join me. Subscribe. L stance. So when you go into that L stance, you're picking that foot up and those heels are lining up. Toe is going to be facing that window and this toe is going to be facing you. I'm still going to be in this position and I'm going to lean, take that left hand here and that right hand here into this pocket, just like this. Like I'm reading something. But I got my bifocals on, which I don't have bifocals yet. And then you're just going to shift back. And again, read. So right hand's here, left hand's here. You're going to drag like you're parting the wild horse's mane, and you're going to circle this right hand. Now, you don't want to go too far with that circle, because this is dragging, and then this is dragging past this knee, and you're just pushing yourself back, and you're just shifting your weight. And if you add the breath, you get your nice inhalations right here, and your nice exhale. And like I said before, you can really stand on up, really get some depth involved. Get a little bit of ascending and descending motion. Now, you don't have to, but again, it's good for hip flexion, knee flexion, and that dorsiflexion of those ankles. Your left hand's here, right hand's here, and you're just dragging back and circling through. Dragging back. Both hands drag, and then the one just comes up and around, and the other one just sweeps up. So if you notice this one, they both drag. This one turns and sweeps up. Excellent job. Now we want to get to the other side, don't we? So when we get to the other side, it looks like this. So we're going to drag, right? But we're going to drag and we're going to pick up that left foot, drag back, crescent moon rotation. But then we want to open up and go into that crescent moon rotation and slide that right side. And now you're empty out. Right side now is at 10%. Left leg is at 90%. You're stepping to your L. And then again, the same motion, right? You're here, reading again, and then you're just sliding back through, circling, and then you're shifting. Right hand's here, left hand's down here. Drag, circle around, and all you're doing is shifting your weight until you can make it nice and flow. You can add that inhale, and then your exhale. Now you can just stand up nice and straight. You can just flow through like this. You don't have to ascend or descend like I just was. Or you can really slow it down too. But the real key to this move is to have that right hand here, left hand here, drag that horse's mane through, dragging both hands, circling that hand around, and then coming back through, drag them both, circle back around, drag them both as you shift, circle back around, there you go. And then what? We want to get to the other side, and we want to bring it back, so we drag, crescent moon rotation, shift it around, or go into any of those types of movements. Open and close, open the door, sync with chi. You can do so many different things from this one position, and that's for a different tutorial. Subscribe. Peace, my friends.